I am Abby Spangler, and I am one of the Protest Easy Gun protesters, which today includes many victims' families and friends from the Virginia Tech tragedy. We are all part of a protest movement that emerged in response to the April 16th Virginia Tech shootings, the deadliest shooting rampage in American history. We are citizens who are outraged at how easy it is to obtain a gun in the United States and believe it is time to act against lax U.S. gun laws. We are stepping forward to try to protect our police and all Americans from criminals and dangerous individuals who have easy access to guns because of our lax gun laws. 3 days after the Virginia Tech shootings, heartbroken and grief-stricken, I emailed my friends and asked them to lie down beside me in front of City Hall in Alexandria, Virginia, to represent the 32 victims of the Virginia Tech shootings. We lie down for 3 minutes, the amount of time it took the Virginia Tech shooter to buy his gun. Today, we wear handmade Virginia Tech colored remembrance ribbons around our necks to commemorate the 32 Virginia Tech victims and the 32 Americans murdered every day in the United States. Most of us have never protested before in our lives. Our conscience propels us forward. We all agree it is time to put common sense into our gun laws. In America, it's like we've thrown open the candy jar of guns to criminals and dangerous individuals and said, take what you want. This is not healthy for the future of our country. Every year, 30,000 Americans die from guns. That means every 2 years, more Americans are killed by guns than were killed in the Vietnam War. This is simply unacceptable. 80% of the American people believe in stricter gun laws, but our voice is not being heard. We aim to make our voice heard. This protest movement is spreading as women and men in community after community lie down in protest, passing the baton from one to another. More than 1,000 Americans have been in lie-ins across our country, a country whose time has come to change its ways on easy access to guns by individuals intent on murdering, maiming, and threatening our people. The lie-in we are about to do here in front of the Virginia State Capitol is our 36th protest in 13 states and D.C. We are like a drumbeat, repeating this protest again and again and again. This time, we will not move on from this tragedy. The more often we repeat this protest across America, the louder this drumbeat becomes. We want this drumbeat of protest to become deafening, making the American people's collective voice heard loud and clear. We want our lax gun laws changed. Our goal is to encourage like-minded citizens to stage their own protests around the country so that we can influence the public discourse and ultimately the legislative process with regard to this critical national problem. We are a social movement fueled by outrage, not money. Passion, pure and simple, is what drives us. We all agree that it is the people who must rise up together to put common sense into our gun laws. Here in Virginia, we want to close the gun show loophole, which allows private sellers in 33 states, the states in red, to sell guns without a background check. We want Virginia to close this gun show loophole this year. Now! our legislators not strongly supporting legislation that could prevent criminals and dangerous individuals from easy access to guns, which threaten all us law-abiding Virginians. Only criminals and those protecting them, like a few legislators up that hill there, would think it's a good idea to let these bad guys buy guns.
That's right.
We thank Governor Kane for having the great strength of leadership in advocating for closing the gunshow loophole. Thereby telling criminals, not so fast, you can't just dip your hand into that candy jar and take a gun. Today, on a day we honor Martin Luther King, let us remember what he taught us. Never give up on what is right.
Amen.
We must stand up for right and speak out against wrong. He taught us there's a time for peaceful protest, and that time is now.
Yes.
On April 16th, the year anniversary of the Virginia Tech tragedy, Americans from across the country will have a national lie-in as we protest America's lax gun laws. We want them changed. We already have 35 protests in 14 states and D.C., with 8 lie-ins in California alone. The sun is rising as we rise up in protest across the United States. The majority will prevail. Today, united with the families of our fellow Virginians whose loved ones have been lost forever, we fight back for change. Today, we lie down to protest to secure a safer future for our children, our police, and all Americans.
Close the loophole!